In today's video, we're going over how you guys can abuse rotational aim assist in Warzone. Now, I have made a video on this in the past, and I was mainly going about in general with rotational aim assist, but this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how broken it is, especially in close range with SMGs like the Static or the Super E46 or really any meta SMG. But do keep in mind that all the tips we give you guys in today's video does work with all weapons. It just really works a lot better when you're using an SMG in very close range. So with that being said, if you guys do enjoy today's video and learn something new, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any questions at all throughout today's video, make sure you guys comment them down below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. So to real quick give you guys an example of how rotational aim assist works, basically you are going to want to move your left stick while you're shooting. Whenever you move your left stick, the game is going to compensate for your movement on controller and it's going to give you much stickier aim. And this aim assist is very broken. This right here is probably why you're losing so many gunfights if you guys are not implementing this into your gameplay. So make sure you guys are moving around when you shoot. Don't just stand still and shoot someone. Not only are you a super easy target, but you're also not getting any extra aim assist. And do keep in mind that this is based off input, not on movement. So even if you are like behind a wall, if I'm moving backwards like this and I'm walking behind the wall, I'm still going to get rotational aim assist. So if you guys do want to do this stand still, you can, but I wouldn't recommend doing that because you are a still target. Like I said, you want to be moving around. Also, when you drop shot, when you are prone, if I'm standing still and not putting any input on the left stick, I'm not going to get as much rotation aim assist as I would if I'm doing this. You see, I'm kind of moving real slow, but I am moving, and that right there is going to give you way more stickier aim. I'm going to demonstrate this in the firing range a little bit later, and by the way, there will be timestamps in today's video. If you guys want to find any part of the video, if you guys want to see proof of how it works, I will have them timestamped down below. Now, today's topic I really want to talk about with SMGs has to do with sort of hip firing, because your hip fire ADS, or your hip fire aim assist rather, is much stronger than what it is when you ADS. For example, if someone was right here at this yellow box, if you're pushing in this close range where you're like almost in point blank range, you don't want to lead in and ADS the entire time, because if they run around the corner, they can really easily break your aim assist, and you know, it's just really easy. You're gonna be kind of hard focusing to that. Aim assist is strong, but it's not that strong. Okay, you're not gonna be moving like that with just aim assist alone. So what you want to do instead, you want to kind of ADS and un-ADS over and over again. I don't hear many YouTubers talk about this, but in my opinion, this is one of the most OP things you can do in close range with any SMG. Literally ADS and kind of like do this. Slide around the corner, ADS, un-ADS. This right here is going to make it very easy for you to get that kill for two reasons. Number one, you are still ADSing, so you're kind of keeping that center dot kind of like locked onto them, because every time you ADS near a target, it sort of like relocates your aim and kind of snaps back onto them, but they're going to move around. And when they do move around, most likely, unless they're an absolute bot, they're going to basically go outside of your reticle most of the time. So when you sort of go in, in the hip fire position, it's going to kind of relocate them, and then when you ADS, it's going to track them, and you're just going to kind of do that the entire time. So if you guys watch my gameplays, you guys notice that I do this all the time. I never really push up really close and stay ADS the entire time, because if you're playing against a good player, they're going to break your camera, and it's a really easy kill for them. So you want to make sure you're going in and out over and over again. Now, obviously, if you're at like close range, but they're not in a situation to where they can easily break your camera, you can just ADS the entire time, like in the range where I'm shooting this little like red water thingamabob. You don't have to, do that. That's really only if you're like really close range. You're trying to peek someone around the corner, something like this. This right here is a great example of what you want to do. You're moving, you're getting aim assist, and you're ADSing and hip firing the entire time. So you're going to be a very hard target to hit, and they're going to be a much easier target. If they stay in the corner, they're going to get melted. If they do try to slide out like this, you're going to be like tracking them like this the entire time. Trust me, the aim assist is very broken. It's going to be doing most of the work right there. You're just making very small micro adjustments to your right stick to track them. Alrighty guys, so here I am in the firing range. I'm going to demonstrate to you guys exactly how this works. I have a controller cam to the right of the screen. You guys can see everything I'm doing. You can see I'm moving around with the left stick, I'm aiming with the right stick, shoot, ADS, all that good stuff. But how rotational aim assist works is whenever I'm looking at an enemy, as long as I'm moving my left stick like this, I'm going to get in like increased amount of aim assist. It's going to be much stronger. So for example, if I just have this dummy kind of go in front of me and I don't move, you're going to see nothing happens right here. So I'm not going to move my left stick right here. Nothing happens. And keep in mind, I'm not moving right stick. This is all just naturally aim assist in the game. I'm going to do it again. It's going to go in front of me. Nothing happens. Absolutely no aim assist. This is probably how you guys are experiencing the game. You guys are like, wow, how come I never get any aim assist? It seems like all these streamers are cheating or whatever. Trust me, Some of them probably are cheating, but a lot of them are just doing this instead. Now watch what happens when I move my left joystick the entire time. You can see this dummy right here. I'm gonna put it in front of there. I'm gonna move. You can see right there, it pulled onto him almost the entire way. Now keep in mind that these other dummies right here are targets, so it's kind of like fighting between these 3 dummies on which one to snap onto. Because this one's closer, it's going to snap on this one the hardest. Whichever enemy is closest to you is going to have the strongest amount of aim assist. Now this can be bad because if you're shooting at someone and an enemy runs in front of your screen, you're going to like follow them for a second, and it can be really annoying if you're fighting a lot of people in close range. But for the most part, this is pretty OP. Once again, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna have my left stick moving while it goes in front. Doing that, boom, follows them all the way through. A lot of people don't believe this. Guys, you can test it out yourself. And real quick, I will show you guys my settings real quick. Controller settings, these are all my settings right here. My dead zone inputs as well, if you guys want to know my dead zone. Dead zone does matter, and I would recommend you guys have your dead zone set to 0 because it's going to allow the most input from your left stick without having to maximize by pushing your left stick all the way to the max. You can just move it small and micro adjustments to still kick in rotational aim assist. Here's my aim response curve type, and I think here it is. My aim assist is on, and my target aim assist type is default. I used to use Black Ops back when, you know, Warzone first dropped, but I think default's better now. I'm not sure if your aim assist type settings are relevant towards this, but with default, you guys can see, like, I'm not lying to you guys. This is legit. Like, I move around, it follows them. It's just as simple as that. Try it out for yourself and let me know how it works. But with it being said, if you're ever shooting at anybody in any situation, you want to be moving. So right here, as I'm going to shoot this, I'm going to kind of strafe like this. It's just 10 times easier to lock onto target, even with the SMG. So when you're shooting with any weapon, you want to make sure you're strafing around. It's going to make it 10 times easier to just beam players at long range. Even with this static, this is an SMG. You know, this is harder to use at long range. It doesn't have as good recoil control and bullet range as any other, you know, AR or whatever. But I'm still able to, you know, beam players all the way over there. If you're standing still, you have to do more work with your right stick, which is going to make it a lot harder to control your recoil and to track the player at the same time. So one more time, when I have him go in front of me, nothing happens. When I don't move, go in front again with moving, it tracks him all the way. It's really broken. Now, the tip I was giving you guys before with the hip fire thing, the less zoomed out you are, the more aim assist you're going to get with this. Now, for example, I have a scope on a sniper rifle. You're going to see that when I aim down sights and move around, it's still going to pull onto the dummy, but it's not going to be as strong because my magnification is much more zoomed in. So if I go towards him, see, it kind of pulled up for a second and then it snapped off because he's way outside of my scope's range. And same thing with this. Even though this doesn't have any magnification, it's going to be better if you're not zoomed in. You can see how the screen zooms in when I ADS. You're going to get just that much more better aim assist in close range if you're hip firing instead of ADSing. You see here, it's pretty strong. When I do this, it's going to be even stronger with this. You can see it almost tracked the entire way. Look, that's insane. Wow. Even though I know how this works, I'm still quite shocked whenever I try this out of how strong rotation aim assist is. You can see the hip fire aim assist is just so broken. You can see, like, I'm not lying. Look at the right stick. I'm not moving this. This is all just being still. It's just going by itself. So with it being said, this little guy right here is 10 meters away. If you're fighting someone that's like 3 meters, like right next to you, then you don't need to ADS. You can just hip fire the entire time. And keep in mind, you're moving, so they're going to be trying to track you, but they're going to probably have a hard time. If you have a stim and you're moving and strafing, then you're just going to cook them every single time. A stim's going to give you a health boost as well as a speed boost. So at that point, it's just free game. Now, I don't know why, but not many YouTubers are talking about this. I have yet to find one YouTuber that mentioned the hip fire strategy, especially with rotation aim assist. So if you guys do use this and it does work out for you guys, comment down below. And if you guys are all confused about any of the topics in today's video, make sure you guys comment them down below as well. Like I said before, I'll try to touch up as much as I can. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and understanding always.